Here we have Kimberly Sullivan. So she is accused of housing her stepson for 20 years. For 20 years, that's what she's been doing. So this is Kimberly here. That's her attorney. This is her in court. She, her 32-year-old stepson, who was being locked in a room for literally 20 years, 21 years to be exact. He set a fire within the home to be rescued. And when he was found, the 32-year-old man, weighed 68 pounds. He's been abused. From what they're talking about, it looks like that CPS was involved back when he was 11 years old. And after CPS got involved at one point in time when he was 11, the mom, as you see here, this is the stepmother, and the boy's biological father then took him out of school, and nobody knew what was going on with this young man. So, he's been through a lot, but he set this fire so that he could save his life. And I've got some information from, and full credit goes to Court TV, Vinnie Politan. I love Vinnie Politan. I've watched him for years, along with Nancy Grace. But the information we're about to watch is from Vinnie Politan's Court TV show, and you're going to hear from the biological mother of this young man as well. She has not been in his life, and she explains a little bit about why. Maybe not into grave detail, but just a little bit so people understand kind of what's been going on. But I'm going to show you guys some clips here from Court TV with Vinnie Politan.
Who's married to a man. She has a stepson. At age 11, they remove him from society and confine him in a room for over 2 decades, at times getting like 1 minute in the backyard. Well, that 11-year-old grew up and is 32 years old and is only 68 pounds and figured out a way to escape. His father died, but he was still being held, allegedly, by his stepmother. So he sets a fire so people will respond and literally save him. Yes, from the fire, but really from his stepmother.
Come over here, go down the road. Come on, come down.
Come on, down.
Who else is in the house? Who else is in here?
My stepson is in here.
How many other people?
Listen, that's it. I have 2 cats.
Everybody's out?
Yes.
But your stepson's still inside?
Yeah, he's right here.
Okay,
yes,
come out. Come down the road. Come on. It's not safe to stay here. Come on.
All right, here he is. All right, my dog is shaking.
I know. Come down here. That's 287 code 33 victim. Fire victim.
Okay.
Come on.
My
80
dog
seconds
is,
right here. Come on.
my dog.
I know. Come on.
I'm coming.
You're seeing that one victim right here. I need you to stay over here.
This victim is afraid. This victim lives in fear. I introduced myself to the victim, explained who I was. His first question in this fear is, why is she out walking around when I was locked up in a room for 20 years? He is following this on TV and social media, so he is aware of what's happening, and I say that because it would lead to his fear. Statement to the state, to the police, that in the 21 years she's known this defendant, she's never spoken of a stepson. She was shocked to learn she had a stepson, and that friend was never allowed in this house.
This is the 3rd time we are back addressing the same issues. Bond has been set. Conditions of release have been addressed by the court. The state made essentially the same arguments on prior occasions, which were considered by the court and rejected. And I understand that the whole world wants to convict Ms. Sullivan. And the whole world already has. But this is the only place, the only room in this country where we have an opportunity to protect her rights.
Valorand is here. Tracy, thank you so much for joining us. I know this is not easy to talk about. I know how heartbreaking all of this is, but do you know tonight how he's doing?
I don't. I do not. As long as it's an ongoing investigation, he is going to be kept private. And I know he's in a better place right now, so that's what matters.
It'd be difficult for there to be a worse place. And it's great to see that he was able to get out of there. Let's back this whole thing up. How did this happen? How was it that he somehow, the first time I covered this story, I know there were teachers at one point that were very concerned about his well-being. You're his mom. So how, from your perspective, how did all this happen to him?
His father shut me out. And then after a while, he actually shut everybody out. Now, I don't know I know when his father and myself were together, he was not a bad guy. I don't know if he was vindictful that we had split up. I don't know. I'm still trying to grasp all this, and it's really, really, really hard. When DCF was called in 2004 several times, they did nothing. They did absolutely nothing. And just because you have a clean house does not mean you have a healthy house. Parents are supposed to help their children be the best people that they can, grow into responsible adults, not lock them in a room. Some issues I was dealing with personally that have nothing to do with the Sullivans. There's just so much stuff that was happening beforehand. We started dating, and after we started dating, we got married. And 9 months later, my son was born. Well, I was still going through some of those issues at the time and trying to cope with those issues. There's just so much stuff that was happening beforehand. We started dating, and after we started dating, we got married. And 9 months later, my son was born. Well, I was still going through some of those issues at the time and trying to cope with those issues. I thought the safest place he would be was with a parent, with his father.